This is my presentation about the radio industry. The main aim of commercial radio is to provide popular content and attract a large audience. The radio industry is now worth £600 million. There are 300 analogue stations and many more digital, so listeners have more choice than ever, and this will constantly increase in the future. One of the main owners of commercial radio stations is EMAP. This group owns regional stations from all parts of the country, including Radio Air. The Global Radio Group owns Galaxy 105, and the Guardian Media Group owns Real Radio. Here are the listening figures, which show that Real Radio has the biggest listening share out of the three, followed by Radio Air and then Galaxy. Public service radio stations receive some or all of their funding from the public. Their main aim is to improve society, for example the BBC radio stations. Here is a small chart I have created showing the different BBC stations and their content. The BBC has moved to new purpose-built broadcasting facilities across the UK to develop new digital infrastructure and new ways of working with digital technology to help identify new skill needs for radio. The BBC stations can also now be accessed in many ways, such as digital TV, internet and podcasts. Here is an extract from a Business Week article written by Brian Ibbott, a DJ who started using podcasts in their early stages. Ofcom have also said that changes in listening habits, together with emerging new technologies, have had a more rapid and profound impact on the radio industry than was foreseen just a few years ago. This impact has been experienced differently in different sectors of the industry, creating threats and opportunities. There is a sense that this is an exciting period in the development of radio, which remains a fundamental part of the social fabric of the UK. Not-for-profit radio includes community and voluntary radio, which services are usually for very local areas. This sector is in the process of considerable growth due to the latest round of community radio licence awards by Ofcom. Community radio has the social aim of giving communities a voice. The potential of this sector has attracted funding from other public sector organisations with the same aims. A study done at the end of 2006 showed that social gains had already been achieved and that funding would be the likely problem in the future. Student radio relies mainly on volunteers to run the stations. There are over 80 around the country, and there are a growing number that are applying for licences to expand their remit and services. PGFM is an example of student radio. It is run by sixth form students and runs for 2 weeks. The students create and play adverts for local businesses, and a short-term restricted licence is bought by the school. Some of the job roles that I took on as part of PGFM are presenter, interviewer, scriptwriter, producer, editor and programme scheduler. I worked in a team with 2 other students. The NAB is a trade association for broadcasters. It aims to improve the quality and profitability of broadcasting and encourages technology innovation. The CRCA is a trade body for UK commercial radio. It represents stations to the government, Ofcom and other organisations. The CMA is an association which represents the community media sector. Its aim is to promote access to the media for people and communities. The Advertising Standards Authority aims to maintain high standards in advertising for the benefit of consumers and advertisers. The Mechanical Copyright and Performing Rights Society Alliance collect royalties when songs are played to ensure that composers, songwriters and publishers are paid for the music they have created. The two came together in 1997. Almost 22,400 people work in the radio industry based on Skillset's 2006 employment census. Here is a table to show a breakdown of the percentages of employees in different roles. Radio broadcasting has the highest percentage. Freelance working describes employees with contracts of less than a year. Commercial workforce has a higher percentage of freelance workers than the BBC, with 38% of their employees being freelance. About 25% of radio's overall workforce is freelance. Here is a table showing where the workforce is based geographically. It shows that more workers in the radio industry are based in London than anywhere else in the country, as 2/5 of the workforce are there. The workers of the commercial sector are more evenly spread throughout the country than the BBC. In community radio, the proportion of workers with no formal qualifications is higher than it is for the BBC, and the number of graduates working for the BBC has risen to 3/4. An employer survey shows that the majority of employers are looking specifically for media graduates, meaning that without a degree you are much less likely to be employed. Some of the skills that a future workforce in radio may need are knowledge and awareness of the industry, a multi-skilled approach, expertise in particular fields, and commitment to develop skills as technology evolves. Here are the job roles that are likely to be available in the future. This includes presenters, producers, marketers, technical support, and managers. Here are the websites that I have used in my research.